This week on Afternoon Express, actress, singer, entrepreneur, and now proud mom of two adorable boys, Simphiwe Ngema is doing it all. Free-diving instructor and oceans conservationist Zandile Ndhlovu shows us her underwater world. We attend a phenomenal women's event dedicated to celebrating our country's best and brightest. Afrikaans singer-songwriter Tamlin Wessels shares her powerful story of triumph over a paralyzing illness. Karishma shows us how to take your home entertaining trolley to the next level. And chefs from Joburg's Level 4 restaurant prepare a special Afternoon Express high tea for our guests. Hello and welcome to Afternoon Express this Women's Month. Actress, singer, entrepreneur and content creator are just a few of the things we can call Simphiwe Ngema. And if that wasn't enough, last year she became a second-time mother as well. Simphiwe is with us to tell us all about conquering her career with the demands of motherhood. Sis, I follow you on social media. I cannot believe that this is our first time meeting. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Girl, I want to dive into all things Sims. We've celebrated you as a South African actress. I think in the next few years, we can almost start calling you a veteran actress.
My gosh.
The amount of productions you've been able to walk into, own, take over, and leave that stamp that I was here. Tell me about your journey professionally.
It's funny that you mentioned that. It's almost been 20 years since I started in the industry. I was very young. I was a teenager. I was 16 years old when I started. The first production I did was The Game. And I was so blessed because it was such a big production with people that have been in the industry for so long, people that I've looked up to all my life, your Cindy Latus, your Mary Twalas, your Lelete Kumalo. You know, it was very daunting, but I loved being in that production because, number one, it was a stage production. It taught me a lot about acting. I feel like stage is the foundation of acting. You know, if you can get that right, you are able to then portray any character that comes through. So yeah, that's where it all began.
So if I were to ask you, TV, movies, stage?
Oh, I take stage any day.
Stage
Any day. It's more challenging. There's more work. I love working. I'm a hard worker. So I wouldn't say that TV is easy, but it is easier.
It's more
stage.
forgiving.
You know what I
forgiving.
mean? You can always cut, do it again.
Yeah.
Whereas there's a lot of pressure on stage, and also just being in that moment, performing in front of an audience, the energy is different. You know, it's a give and take. You receive energy from the audience. The reactions are instant, you know. So yeah, definitely take stage.
Transitioning into becoming a mother in the stage of life that you find yourself today. I mean, before we get into the nitty-gritties, how was that? I'm a stepmom,
yeah,
and already my life has it's a 180.
Girl, it's a lot. No one can prepare you for it. It's a lot of work, but I love every moment. They don't tell you about the beautiful moments of motherhood. I think a lot of people tell you, oh my gosh, it's a lot of pressure. You need finances, you need to be ready for it, but nobody really talks about it's a beautiful journey. There are moments in a day where my son just gives me a random hug and says, I love you, mommy. I live for that. As much as I am always tired, I feel like he just fuels me when he gives me those hugs. It's almost like a, mommy, you're doing a great job, and you can do it. You know what I mean? I love those moments. I love that my son is so kind, and I get to see the kind of person that he's becoming. I get reports from school, and they're like, your son is so kind, he's so loving, you know, it kind of validates that I'm doing a good job being a mom.
Being an incredibly phenomenal woman, I mean, you are empowered and you're extremely powerful in everything that you do. It takes a village. A lot of people say it takes a village to raise a child, but I would also want to continue that thought and say to have any successful human being, it's the support system, it's the support structures. And you have that with your partner. How did you guys meet with Tino?
We met at Fashion Week through a friend of mine. He was there with my friend's husband, and I remember just going there, saying hi to my friend, and I saw a lot of tall, dark, handsome men. And I just generally said hi to everyone, and I left. He then did his research, asked around, and we finally met and sat down for coffee, and the rest is history.
Tell me about the dynamics of your relationship. I mean, you both are superstars in your own rights.
Yeah. It's difficult because there's a lot of... We're both working, we're both big stars, we're both big brands, and now we are starting this life together and raising a family together, which means navigating the whole thing is messy. You know, we're both busy, so we've had to lean towards each other for strength every day, and kind of like, he's my backup. I know that if I need to go somewhere, I don't have to think twice. I know he's got me and I've got him. So it allows both of us to flourish in our careers and in parenthood, knowing that there's somebody who's got you no matter what. And even today, for instance, you know.
Yeah, you're in front of the cameras.
He's got things to do, you know. I also have things to do. So we kind of have to be like, okay, babe, what's happening today? What are you doing? What am I doing? How do we work around it? Where do we fit the kids in all of that chaos? So with how busy we are, it's so important that we should have each other's backs, and we do.
He seems like a very hands-on father. Now that it's just the girls, is he? Is he truly?
He is. Oh my gosh. And that is the part that I'm grateful for. He is such an amazing father. I don't sleep with the baby every day. We take turns, you know? He'll be like, okay, you can rest. I'll sleep with the baby today. And, you know, and I think that's what makes me fall in love with him even more. Watching him as a dad. He's a phenomenal dad.
Girl, I cannot wait to see you in your next role in whatever you're about to do. Tell me about the music, tell me about the entrepreneurship, and tell me about the acting. I mean, I'm so excited about all the above.
Yeah, I am excited that I'm finally coming back into the industry, because I did take a break just to be a mom,
of course,
you know,
of course,
and be a family woman. And also the business side of things was hectic. My sister and I own a mining and engineering company, so that has been very hectic for us, especially because it's a space that is male dominated. It's very difficult to navigate that space, but we are flourishing. Also, going back into the industry now, this is my passion. You know, this is what I love doing. I'm excited. There's a movie coming up. This is the first time people are going to see me after being a mom of 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just enjoy being on set. I love being a performer. It's what I was born to do. You know, it's my favorite thing to do. It fulfills me. It makes me feel great. You know, when I'm on stage or in front of the camera, I feel complete.
You come alive.
It's who I am. I come alive, and I'm the happiest. So yes, I'm very excited about coming back into the industry.
So not only are we able to reflect on the message of Women's Month, but what would you then rewind, reverse, and say to baby Sims? If you could, if you had the opportunity to give her words of advice and encouragement, what would those be?
I would say you are enough. You are beautiful, and you can do anything that you put your mind to. Don't be afraid to go for your goals. The worst that could happen is a no. I would say live your truth irrespective of what your truth is, because irrespective of what you're going through, you are going to learn something, and you're going to benefit from all the experiences that you're going to have in your life. Make sure that you are always in the moment, you live in the moment, irrespective of whether the moment is painful or whether the moment is joyful, because The painful moments remind you that you can conquer anything. And the joyous moments will always remind you that joy comes in the morning.
And just like that, Siyakubonga Siswam, thank you for bringing your true self to Afternoon Express, because as your sisters, we definitely draw so much value from every word that you speak. Siyakubonga, all the best. We cannot wait to see you back on our silver screen.
Thank you.
We're excited for your elevation as we continue to push on 2025. Siyabonga.
Thank you for having me.
Up next, we swim with SA's Black Mermaid, Zandile Ndhlovu, and head out to a phenomenal women's event.
Express yourself. Express yourself.
Women's Month is the perfect time to shine the spotlight on women like our very own Black Mermaid, Zandile Ndhlovu. Free-diving instructor and conservationist Zandile Ndhlovu is fondly known by her fans as the Black Mermaid. Her passion in life is enjoying and sharing the wonders of the ocean and encouraging others to do the same.
How I end up being a Joburg mermaid is in 2016, going through the most towards the end of my marriage, I go to Bali. And I end up going on the snorkel trip that absolutely changes my life. And I just remember duck diving in. The first time me seeing beneath the surface of the water, and everything changed. I felt home in a way that I had never ever felt home before. And I just knew that this had to be my life. I had to find a way to make it my life. So what was I doing before all of this? I was in corporate, but also I used to play hockey. I was mountain biking for years. And then the ocean called, and there I was on my way to her. But the larger part is Joburg living as we know Joburg living to be. Moving to Cape Town has been the most amazing thing. The ocean can be free and you can access it at any time. I live in the water. I love the crispness of the water, but also the magic of this kelp forest brings me back every single morning without fail. And I'm in love.
Through the work of her foundation, Zandile is opening up conversations about the importance of sustaining our oceans. Freediving makes her feel fully present as she observes the wonders of the world beneath the waves.
Being underwater for me is the most spiritual thing. I often speak about how when I go into the water, I ask for permission. And when I leave, I give gratitudes because I realize that I come from a long family of strong beliefs around water. You know, water is a spiritual place, and to be able to partake in her is such a massive privilege. So that was an amazing dive. I managed to get some sea lettuce for lunch today, along with some kelp. And the best part of the dive, mermaid coins. These come off some of the mollusks in the ocean, and if you're lucky, you get gifted a mermaid coin. Very, very special find. Becoming South Africa's first Black freediving instructor was the most amazing thing. But for me, I realized that it was not an individual achievement. I believe that it is a country's achievement. It talks about a country's ability to dream despite where she comes from. And I think that's a very powerful thing as we write our own narrative going into the future as South Africa.
With the spoils of her foraging, we head back to the trendy coastal town of Muizenberg along the False Bay coastline to prepare a healthy and delicious meal.
Foraging is such an important part of, I think, each and every person. Like, we should know how to get our own food from the source. And I think the most important thing is knowing to do it sustainably and in a responsible way. So like when you look at here in Cape Town, I went on a course to learn about foraging, to learn which kelp you can pick and which you can't, and what animals that you find in the ocean that you're able to forage, like mussels, etc. In order to be able to forage, you do require a permit, and that's important because that's how we know that we're doing it sustainably, and things need to be measured. We know this in order for us to be able to preserve our pristine ocean environments. Every single time I'm in the water, I always come back and I'm just like, famished. So we're gonna make lunch. I'm so excited to share about the salad that we're gonna make today. It is obviously a kelp-inspired salad. So what we do have here is we got some kelp, but we also got some sea lettuce that we're also just gonna give a little bit of a boil just so that it becomes a little bit tender so it's easier to digest. And we're gonna be serving that with broccoli and spinach and chickpeas, avo, mushrooms, jalapenos, and this delicious pear, and served with a bit of mustard. It's an absolute favorite for me. I love chickpeas, I love avos, I love kelp, I love everything that's here, so it's gonna be delicious. We have our beautiful bowl of delicious, nutritious earth goodness. And what's also interesting and I wanted to share is when I'm done cooking my kelp, I often keep the water afterwards and I use it as kelp tea. So I will have it for the days that follow afterwards. And nothing goes to waste.
Apart from diving, Zandile has also discovered surfing and has a beautiful philosophy about this sport being a way to connect and feel at one with the sea.
Surfing was one of my first experiences with the ocean. And I just remember thinking, riding water has to be a superpower. And so I went for this like 2-hour surf lesson and I stood and I knew that I had superpowers. I can ride water, it's a whole thing. But I absolutely love it. It's such a beautiful place to be, especially when you share it with friends. Like, if you love what you've seen today, go check out my podcast. It's called the Ocean Tribe Hangout. We do passion, inspiration, and representation, all facing the ocean arena. And like I always say, we are land-based ocean humans. You gotta tuck in. And with that said, we're gonna go surfing. It's been lovely hanging out.
As South Africa's first free diving instructor and ocean conservationist, Zandile shows us that purpose has no time frame. Her high-spirited happiness and love for the ocean is contagious as she continues to encourage us all to care a little bit more deeply about our waters. From coastlines to cities, SA's women are busy making a difference and making themselves heard.
This Women's Month, ABSA is shining a light on the phenomenal women shaping the creative world through song, dance, poetry, and art. Today we are at the absolutely breathtaking Nyrock Sculpture Park, and you are invited to tag along as we explore it. Let's check it out. ABSA has launched a lot of initiatives already in August, but what about today's phenomenal women partnership with Nyrox is so special?
We're so excited to partner with Nyrox because it's about bringing phenomenal women together to enjoy a day to celebrate their stories. It's about their told and untold stories in Nyrox with ABSA to really celebrate who they are this month. And for Women's Month, it's all about we see her in every form, in every profession, and in every business.
Now, the amazing thing about ABSA is that they support women throughout the year. Can you talk about what you're doing outside and beyond August?
We are investing in women as a key segment for ABSA. So what's amazing is specifically in sport, we focus with women in cycling, in running, as well as golfing. So really investing in the empowerment within the sporting space. In entrepreneurship, we have a partnership with Visa She Next, where we're contributing to small businesses to really build them and mentor them. And within a colleague perspective, 52% of our colleagues are women, and we're looking to grow that year on year. But something that we're most proud of is we invest 3.2 billion in procurement for female businesses, and that is going to continue because we know that women are the next generation of creating jobs and really creating an economy for all.
I think it's safe to say that for the longest time, women have not been given their flowers. So to be able to attend an event that is all about women, women performing, women showing their craft, it really feels like we're living in a time where we're pushing the boundaries of separating between male and female, but rather celebrating us as a people instead of focusing on our gender.
I believe that when women gather together in one space, they create magic. So we need more of these spaces like monthly so that we can just be reminded of how much power we have, especially when we get together.
Events like this bring people together. You get to meet new people. You get to share your stories because, like we know Absa says, we see your story because your story matters. And today we celebrate her story and we get to just listen to each other and just enjoy that feminine energy just for one day. It should be every day.
Just being in this platform and being affirmed as a young Black South African woman and remembering how much we all relate and how we might seem different, but we don't really have different stories, you know. We all love, we all go through the same sort of things, and therefore we relate to each other so beautifully through the arts and through performance and live performance like today.
Candace, Absa is doing so much more than just celebrate women. You want their stories to be heard. How can people be involved?
Well, Ayanda, we're all about spoiling, so we're really excited that this month we're inspiring women to tell their untold stories at Absa.South Africa, Instagram and Facebook. All they need to do is follow us and tell us their story, and they get a chance to be featured on Power FM for a 5-minute interview and 20,000 Rand to just amplify their stories, whether it be within their businesses, whether they're spoiling themselves with a bit of beauty and wellness, or even sharing that for other women.
Absa's tagline for the longest time has been Your Story Matters, and they've just switched to We See Your Story. And in the month of August, they're focusing on We See Her. And they are truly showing us that they mean this by throwing events where we get to speak with each other, hear each other's stories, and not feel ashamed with sharing it. When you see somebody else step into their light, it gives you all the courage you need to step into yours as well. And what a beautiful way to do it with Absa.
From all of us here at Afternoon Express, thank you for joining us in honouring women who inspire change and spark joy. And to Absa, thank you for helping us share these incredible stories. Here's to every woman's journey, because at Absa, your story matters. Up next, we meet Tamlin Wessels, a new superstar of the Afrikaans music industry and champion of those fighting health issues.
Express yourself. Express yourself.
Following your dreams is never easy, especially when you have to battle an illness as you pursue your passions. That's what makes Afrikaans singer Tamlin Wessels' story even more remarkable, as she had to overcome the Guillain-Barré syndrome that left her paralyzed to be able to achieve her goals. Welcome to the show, Tamlin.
How are you?
Girl, I am good, and I am so intrigued to find out about your journey and how you've been able to rise above every single adversity you've been faced with. So let's start from the beginning. Your journey with music, I mean, that love, that passion, and you took it seriously as a career.
Yes, so it was actually a very impulsive decision. I didn't know what I wanted to do after school. So I decided, let me take a gap year. I'm 21 now, so this was 3 years ago. And I decided, let me start writing music and release it because it's a passion and maybe I can pursue it. And then in the first 2 years of my music career, it didn't really go well. I wasn't really on stages. I just did like small gigs where people don't really look at you while you're singing, like you're just like in the background, you know. And so obviously I got really demotivated. 2024 in October I released a song that really did good for my career, and now I have a lot of big stages, like one coming up in this year is Krone. It's like on Loftus Stadium. It's gonna be crazy, so I'm excited about it, but I really do love singing and it's so fun to make my passion my career.
So gee maar nog 'n klein bietjie wyn, klein bietjie wyn, klein bietjie wyn vir my. Is dit ek of jy? Wie te bang gaan bly om te vat aan 'n kans, te vra vir 'n dans, om langer hier te bly.
You did say in the beginning of your musical career, it wasn't exactly where you needed it to be, but now you feel like you are demanding those stages that you are absolutely talented to bless. How did that jump feel to you, and also getting the buy-in from your family and friends? I mean, you're still extremely young.
Yeah, no, I'm really privileged with really great family that always were there to appreciate what I do and not to tear me down because it's not what they want. You know, like parents usually want you to go study, and my dad was from the beginning like, girl, if this is what makes you happy, go for it. So they're very supportive. That's actually what I'm with. Yeah, and for me, being on these big stages is actually crazy, and obviously they're so happy for me too, and I cry a lot about it because I'm a happy crier.
You have been able to overcome so many adversities through your musical journey, one of which being GBS. And for some of our viewers that are not familiar with GBS, it's the Guillain-Barré syndrome. When we do look at the definition or what Guillain-Barré syndrome is, what is it just on an academic level?
It is an autoimmune disease that makes you paralyzed. So you get a tummy virus that looks exactly like your nerves. And so your immune system attacks the tummy virus, as it should. And then obviously because it looks the same as the nerves, your immune system gets to the nerves and it makes it paralyzed. So your own body, it's like basically a glitch in your body. And so you get paralyzed, and in how many years' time you recover.
What initially got you to the doctor's office?
I just started feeling weak, and we decided, let's go to the hospital. And they actually misdiagnosed me the first time, so they sent me home after the first tests and whatever. And later on that night, it got really bad. Like I was struggling to breathe, struggling to walk and whatever. And my dad took me to another hospital, and that was when I was diagnosed, and I was immediately admitted to ICU. And that was very scary, obviously, because it was like 24 hours and I was completely paralyzed. The next day when I woke up, I couldn't even move my eyelids. So they put me in an induced coma and whatever. But relating it to like my music today, it made me much stronger, and I think it gave me a little bit of a path to follow, because before Guillain-Barré, I was very sporty. I did hockey, cross country, gymnastics, everything. I was sports in and out. And then after the Guillain-Barré, I started singing, which wasn't really a passion when I was still like healthy, if I can say it like that. And now I think I'm not going to be oblivious about that. Fame is hard. People expect a lot of you, a lot of expectations. It's crazy. And I think with Guillain-Barré, it made me stronger to be able to handle this in today's life. And so I don't really sing about Guillain-Barré. I love inspiring people with my story and whatever, but I don't want to let it become my personality. I just want to show you like I've overcome it, and it's in the past, and now I just want to be an example of how to live a happy life and be optimistic about things you get, because life's still going to be hard, and I'm quite interested to see what's going to come on my path in the future that's going to be just as hard, because I'm not like, the hardship's now done and now it's going to be lacquer from here. It's always going to be tough. So I just want to show people that you can always see the light at the end of the tunnel. It's always gonna get better. Maybe it takes 7 years. Like today, I still have these foot splints that I wear because I have drop foot. So my ankles don't move. I'm basically paralyzed still.
Do you mind me seeing?
Yeah, no, with love. So it's just like these foot braces.
Yes.
That I wear every day, and I can't really walk without it. I do a little bit at home. It's not dangerous. It's just I fall a lot and it's hard to walk. I think for me, it was like 2 years after my diagnosis that I could actually walk and be fully mobile. So it takes very long, but you do get better. You don't stay at zero. And with me, obviously my ankles didn't recover because I got it so aggressive. Usually people get paralyzed in like a week's time, and they can do a blood plasma that stops the weakening of your muscles.
Yeah.
But with me, it was too late, so I got paralyzed in 24 hours. That's why my ankles still haven't recovered.
And within your work, you drew passions from people you collaborate with, like Emile Paul. You guys have got such an incredible working relationship, whether it's song production, songwriting, and drawing that inspiration from each other. Talk to me about that collaboration and the way you've been able to work.
Emile Paul was a lifesaver in my life. He was one of the reasons I made it in this industry. He's very good in melodies and melodically pleasing songs, where I'm better with words. I struggle with the melodies, and so we match each other. We're such a great team. He's really a good person, a great musician, a great writer. He's just a full package.
How important would you find songwriting? Being an artist, a creative, having your own voice, and putting pen to paper?
It's quite tough to say, because you can't really be a musician if you can't write. You should write. That's the starting point. That's how I got into it, is I wrote my own songs, because you can't do covers of people every single day. That's not going to make you an artist. And you should also just remember, like when you want to be an artist, to stay true to yourself. We sometimes write things that we think are going to do good, and then it doesn't do good because it's so cliche. Everybody's heard this message 1,000 times. You should write what your heart is feeling, because somewhere in this world, someone is going to resonate with that.
I mean, the visuals that complement the music are exceptional. How do you think about that? And what do you think it is about your music and your music videos that draws your fans in?
I always told my dad I wasn't creative, and he just one day was just like, Tamlin, stop telling yourself you're not creative. You're the most creative person I know. And I didn't want to believe it, because I didn't want to post stuff. I didn't want to share my creativity because I was going to be like, what are people going to say about it? And so later on in my life where I'm now, I don't think about what negativity could come out of it, but what positivity could come out of it. Like, yeah, maybe I post a music video or a video and 10 people are going to be like, what is this? This is crazy. I don't like this. Maybe 200 people are going to be like, this is so cool. I love it. So I don't let the negative energy stop my creativity. So hopefully that's what people say of me, that I really just do what I want.
As you're speaking, I'm thinking fearless. I'm thinking bold. I'm thinking extremely confident, and that is what we love to see within this next generation of artists. We are rounding off Women's Month, and it's been such an incredible month. So what words of encouragement, advice, empowerment do you have to so many South African women out there as we close off the month of August?
I think we as women should remember that we are more powerful than we think. I think we suppress our power sometimes because of a social norm, and we are, as humans, are we scared? And I think we should just go for whatever we want in life. We're gonna fail, and you should take your fail as a stride and not let it stop you. And I think, girls, we are amazing. I love you, and yeah, enjoy Women's Month.
What an incredibly powerful message. Be strong, be courageous, be loud. Own your space, and I think that's exactly what you're doing. All the best with your musical journey. Continue to empower and uplift us all in whichever way you see fit, because girl, you are killing it.
Thank you so much. This interview was so fun.
Tamlin's story shows us that setbacks can only hold us back when we let them. Coming up, we sample the finer things in life with entertaining tips for your home drinks trolley and the ultimate high tea experience. At the foundation of a great woman's success is her community, and there's no better way to build your community than by spending good quality time together. This week, we show you how to take entertaining to the next level with Pep Home's classic and timeless decor options.
Hi, I'm Karishma, and today I am going to show you how to create the perfect drinks trolley with some of my favorite items from Pep Home. As you can see, my old drinks trolley isn't even being used for its intended purpose. It's old and tired and dusty, and I think it's time we go out with the old and in with the new. For me, it's really important to find a trolley that fits your space. I stumbled upon this gorgeous antique wooden trolley. I think it looks stunning. Now, let's get styling. This table runner is fantastic. It has a beautiful vintage feel, and it really picks up the color of the wood. These are some classic and chic bar essentials that I found at Pep Home. A beautiful little ice bucket, a cocktail shaker, and a measurer, and then this gorgeous big ice bowl to store juices and mixes. Once again, we are playing with color and texture. These glasses are beautifully textured. I love the green tint to them. I think it complements the wood beautifully. We are also playing with different levels on the table. We have our beautiful wine glasses, our tumblers, which have a gorgeous weight to them. And here we have our cocktail or our aperitif glasses, as well as a gorgeous pitcher. I love that Pep Home makes it so easy for you to create a beautifully dynamic look on your table. I'm going to use these glasses to show you how to make a little spritzer with a twist. A bar trolley isn't complete without a decanter. This one is so classic and really uplevels the look. A cutting board is another essential. It makes your prep easy and efficient. These organic snack bowls really caught my eye. I love that I can use them for ingredients for my cocktails or for snacks. And Pep Home has a variety for you to choose from. This was a surprise. I didn't know that you could find cute little games at Pep Home. It's the perfect addition to Cocktail Hour. These containers are airtight and fantastic for all the ingredients you need for your trolley. Today, I'm going to use them to decant some syrups. My ideal drinks trolley would be chic and elegant and make a statement. It would have everything I need, easily accessible to make beautiful mocktails or cocktails to wow my guests. I'm going to show you how to make a perfect summer spritzer. We're going to start off with some beautiful berry juice. And then we're going to add some fresh blueberries and a sprig of fragrant rosemary. Smells divine. And my little secret is that we are now going to put this in the freezer for a few hours and let that layer set. Once the first layer has frozen and set, you're going to top it off with some pineapple juice. After a few hours, this is the final result. How gorgeous does that look? Here you can get creative and add any spritzer you like. I'm going to keep it simple and add some soda water. Finally, we give it a bit of a mix. Pep Home has a variety of ice trays to keep you trending. Today, we are going to up-level our ice. We're going to do some ice cubes with some flowers, some plain, and some with blueberries and rosemary. So I first just start by placing a few edible flowers. So beautiful already. I'm going to keep a few empty so we can have some plain ice blocks. I'm going to add blueberries in these ones. And finally, a sprig of rosemary. I just like to break the rosemary petals off. The last thing left for us to do is top them up with water. Off to the freezer these go. Voila! Look how gorgeous these look. These are so cute. I think it's really cool to mix and match the shapes. I finally have my perfect drinks trolley thanks to Pep Home. It's chic and functional and exactly how I envisioned it. Let the good times roll. The small touches that I added to my drinks trolley were using the ice trays to make my signature ice cubes. I added a pop of color with these gorgeous green glasses. And in true Karishma style, I had to add a bit of fun by using the little game sets that I found at Pep Home. You at home stand a chance to win a 1,000 Rand Pep Home voucher. Tell us, which Pep Home item would you like to add to your trolley? Head over to our socials and drop your answer with the hashtag #PepHomeExpress.
With a quick trip to your local Pep Home, you too can transform your easy entertaining just like Karishma. Welcome everyone to our special Afternoon Express High Tea. Looking at high tea, it's quite different from any other meal experience. So before we get into what differs from a high tea and other meals, presentation-wise alone, this is a standout.
So high tea is all about elegance. That's all we are talking about, because it's about 2 people or 3 people or more sitting down and having a nice conversation over a light meal. It's more of a light meal other than a full-blown meal that you can have any other time of the day. So you'll see there are 3 stands. We also have some floral cups, those that come with the afternoon tea, because you need to visualize before you even sit down. You need to see, wow, the cup is beautiful, the crockery, the cutlery as well, all shiny. We also have some tea leaves and a timer. It's all about an experience.
Very experiential. You have sense that you're smelling, you're seeing the beauty, you're touching and feeling the different textures. And for me, when you speak about that experience, it speaks to the sensory load. And moving on to the ladies that helped to put this together. I mean, Precious, starting with you. You were on the savory team. So what can we expect to enjoy?
Today we've prepared both savory and sweet dishes for you to enjoy. On the savory we have lamb koftas with mint sauce and yogurt. and we have some salmon bagel with some cream cheese and some tempura prawns and sweet chili mayo for you to enjoy.
Precious, you are the executive sous chef at 54 on Bath, and I'm sure that title didn't come easily. How has your culinary journey looked like?
I've been working as a chef for 12 years now. It's truly my passion, and I absolutely love it. Growing up, I didn't know that you can become a chef. Nikisebetsa go car wash selling plates. Then I decided to go to a cooking school to enhance my cooking skills.
That is absolutely remarkable. From Bokawash, coming all the way onto Afternoon Express and being able to celebrate your culinary skills in this way is absolutely remarkable. So thank you so much, Precious. Sweet Treat Station, where do we find ourselves with this high tea?
So to begin, we have our hazelnut baked yogurt, and then naturally we will go with your savory items which go with some tea. And then lastly, with our desserts, my speciality, we have our spiced chai macarons, our Biscoff cheesecake, and then the traditional buttermilk scones which go with some chantilly cream and cranberry preserve, some pistachio opera, and lastly our caramel bonbons.
It looks incredible. It smells even better. How did you get your start within the culinary space?
So I've only been a chef for 3 years, but it's really been a passion of mine since I was a little child. I was influenced by my mom. You know, I always used to get interested in the kitchen whenever mom was cooking in the kitchen. So that's where the passion really came about. And the passion kind of grew with watching a lot of cooking shows. And yeah, that's where it all started.
It's so interesting, ladies, having someone who was inspired by her mom in the kitchen to someone who ran away when her mom forced her in the kitchen. But at the end of the day, it's all about creating memories around meals. And it seems as if you ladies have truly outdid yourselves today. So I can't wait to dive in. Ngiyabonga. And indeed, Mzansi, this looks absolutely divine, and tasty treats that look as good as this have to be shared.
Next up, we put Level 4's high tea to the test for a special Afternoon Express experience with Tamlin and Simphiwe.
Now, as we enjoy Women's Month and pay tribute to the incredible women around the world whose light makes life special, what better way to do this than over a cup of tea with delicious treats? Siswam, this looks incredible. Where do we start?
In my hand, I have a jade of Africa. As the name says, it comes from all the origins in Africa. So the first process will be to actually put in the filter. This is our filter. So when we put in the filter, it'll start to brew. However, what we'll do is, I have a timer in my hand that times our tea, and especially for this one, I recommend it medium. So if you have a very delicate palate, you can keep it up to 5 minutes strong. Remember, ladies, we are keeping an eye on the medium
timer.
So from level 4, what we specialize in is to create experiences for people. So this is an experience on its own. It's not just about giving you tea to drink, but it's also to engage with you guys and learn more about the teas.
Thank you so much. We can't wait to dig in. Tamlin, with the incredible work that you have been able to put forth in 2025, where to from here?
You know, my life's been changing like never before. So I really want to tell you what I'm going to be doing in December, but I feel if I'm just releasing songs continuously, I'm happy. And hopefully an album next year early. But for this year, I'm still just going to be releasing singles with music videos and be like showing everywhere in South Africa.
It's all about visibility within the music industry. We want to hear you on those radio stations, and we want to see you on our television screens. And speaking about television, Sims, baby girl, everybody is wondering where to from here, what is next?
I'm excited to be back on our screens. Number one, there's a movie coming out soon. I can't mention it yet, but yes.
You're teasing us now.
Yeah. Yes, and I'm just excited to watch it myself, number one, and also for the viewers to see it and just see me back in the industry.
So I can only relate on a very elementary level. Whenever I listen to my WhatsApp voice notes, I cringe. I'm like, Panis, is that your voice? How do you find it watching yourself?
I love watching myself because then I see the mistakes that I've made and I grow from it. Yes, sometimes it is embarrassing because there's things that you wish weren't on screen, but you learn that next time I can do this better and I can do that better.
And that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Ladies, we've already dug in to the beginning of our high tea.
Yes.
I'm loving the hazelnut flavors that are coming out of this dish. How are you finding the textures?
This was much softer than I expected, sorry. It's so sweet. You have like a expectance of something, and then when I took a bite of it, it's so sweet, and it doesn't taste like yogurt at all, but it has yogurt in it.
Sugar and cream, my favorites. In one, I am loving it. And of course, the hazelnut is to die for.
It's divine. I mean, ladies, I always say, now viewers know I do not have a sweet tooth at all. I am a ribs, wings and chips kind of girl. But this is so good. The edible gold leaf on top is that elegance, that class, that is the cherry on top. On our beautiful menu, to begin, we loved our starter. I would like to call it a starter of a high tea. It was delicious, it was flavorful, but I am so ready to dive into the savory treats. I decided to start with lamb kofta with the delicious, what is it? It's a mint yogurt. And for you?
I am loving this prawn. So fresh, so crunchy. And the presentation of everything is just so amazing.
Because I don't know about you, but I'm gonna need a bigger plate though. I don't know where to start. This is amazing.
Something for me that is quintessentially high tea. You have to have some smoked salmon or some smoked trout. I mean, you spoke about the presentation. You eat with your eyes first.
Yes, definitely. And I'm a fish person, so I love salmon, I love prawns, I love anything fish. Yeah.
And before we wrap up this entire conversation, I love to always throw things to the viewers that are watching at home, whether it is career, motherhood, family, and everything Women's Month. What are those last sentiments we want to walk away the month of August holding and holding true?
That you're doing it. Be proud of yourself, and everything else that you can't do, be gracious to yourself and forgive yourself for the things that you couldn't do, but also make sure that you get them done eventually.
Hold yourself accountable.
Yes, hold yourself accountable.
Yeah, that's
definitely.
me in the gym.
Yeah.
And for yourself, Tamlin?
I definitely say the same, and also remember how far you've come. Usually we look at obviously the presents and then you're like, I'm not there yet, but you forget that you're like 20 steps further than you were yesterday or whenever. And I think you should stay positive through it all. Every season in your life is definitely necessary for your growing in whatever you do. And I think especially for us, like it's so easy to say, oh, I'm not a good singer yet, or well, not the best singer yet, or not the best actor. But go look like at a movie you did last year and look at one you did this year and you're like, oh, that's a new person.
Exactly.
And that's what it's all about, just keep on growing. Oh.
Thank you, ladies, so much for indulging this incredible high tea. Thank you also to the ladies at Level 4 at 54 on Bath for creating something that was truly exceptional. And another thank you to you, Mzansi, for tuning into Afternoon Express. If you did miss today's show, you can catch the repeats on Sundays at 8:30 a.m. But until next week, Tuesday at 6 p.m, right here on S3, it's a good night and stay safe. Goodbye.
Another feel-good production.